Our next fireside chat is entitled Powering Growth Through Innovation, Partnerships and Adaptability. Please welcome Eric Jin, Chairman and CEO of Ant Group, and our moderator, Howard Lee, Deputy Chief Executive, Hong Kong Monetary Authority. Gentlemen, please.
Hi. Hello. This morning we have heard quite a few speakers talking a lot about how Hong Kong promote FinTech. We have heard the government talk about setting policy framework. We have heard about Eddie talk about the HKMA providing financial infrastructure, setting some policy for banks to promote FinTech. But like what Chris talked about, the proof of the pudding is in the tasting. It's important for us to really have products and services that would financial services in the past. Now, today we are very happy to have a really practitioner who are really an expert in this, Eric Jin from Ant Financial Group, who has provided a lot of financial services to help the public, no matter whether it's SME or individuals, such that the vast population would benefit from the development of technology. So as a start, Eric, in the journey that you have gone through, can you share with us the vision of the group and yourself, and also the initiatives that you are doing and planning to do to further this journey of financial inclusion or promoting digital economy?
Thank you, Howard, and thank you for having me. Because today we are here in Hong Kong, maybe I use our Onp Hong Kong, our practice here to illustrate, the whole digital economy development. We are Onp Hong Kong. We are number one. We are seeing increasing adoption of the digital payment, both on the consumer side and the merchant side. So on active basis, we are now already serving over 4.2 million users here in Hong Kong, but also in the meantime, merchant coverage already exceeds 90%. So that's very, very good adoption of the digital kind of payment platforms to drive the business. Secondly, we are also working with the local partners to build kind of their global connectivity. So right now, for Alipay Hong Kong users, if you can buy, online for all the merchants around the world, and also for offline using Alipay Hong Kong, you can go out to over 50 countries just like using your home wallet to make a payment. It's very smooth, very convenient. And also on the other side, on the merchant side, we also work together with the local merchants to have merchants who can take payments from inbound travelers. We are right now already enabling local merchants and take e-wallets, 14 e-wallets from 9 countries directly. So for example, the some Korean people, they are using their Kakao Pay, come to Hong Kong, so they can just use their home wallet to make a payment, very smooth, very easily. This enables merchants can do more business for the cross-border business. The third one is regarding we are seeing the deepening integration of the Great Bay areas. Both inbound and outbound, there's not a lot of cross-border traveling, right? Traveling north and people coming to Hong Kong, so not a lot of the integration over there. So we're always thinking whether we can work with partners to making sure other cross-border travelers, their life can be much easier. They're making their cross-border experience can be a local one. That's something we are talking about. So what we do, for example, we partner in Hong Kong with Alipay. We work with more than top 200 the internet, the digital mobile applications. So help them compute their in-app, Alipay app, in-app, their mini programs. For the Hong Kong people, they're traveling to Shenzhen, they can easily just open their Alipay Hong Kong. they access to a lot of the digital services very easily, very conveniently. They can using that for hailing tax, or just shoot their local Onp Hong Kong QR code for transit, for transportation. So the fourth one is regarding actually under the open banking framework, policy framework. We are seeing Onp Wallet work with for example, work with the end bank. So really can through that open banking, open APIs, providing more easy and accessible banking service to the local consumers. So that's something we are doing in Hong Kong. Thank you again for the guidance and support from the regulator, Hong Kong May, and all the other regulated bodies. You know, it's really we're seeing the huge movement in terms of driving digital economy.
Well, thank you very much. Now, these are really products and services that people on the street can feel and touch and use and can solve pain points on a day-to-day basis. Now, let's move to a slightly different topic, which is a little bit more forward-looking, which is tokenization. Now, a lot of people tout this as one of the future kind of a revolution or evolution, whatever you like it, of finances, and would be capturing a big piece of the financial world going forward. We have a project ensemble looking at tokenization and also tokenized payment, and Ant Group is in the architectural community and work with us on a lot of the trial projects. So we are also doing the tokenized deposit trial, and Eddie mentioned you are very keen about tokenizing some real-world asset like EV. So what's your experience here, and what's your, how would I say, vision for this going forward?
Maybe I talk about two aspects. Number one is about tokenized deposit. The second one regarding tokenized assets with tokenized payment. Talk about tokenized deposit. I think tokenized deposit have enormous value in terms of driving cross-border payment. You know, because of a few features. Number one is tokenized deposits is point-to-point direct connection settlement without going through a complex intermediary model, right? Secondly, 724, no interruption, right? Thirdly, programmable, right? You can really kind of program the payment condition on the chain for the auto execution. So with that, I mean, you know, if you're looking at cross-border payment, still a lot of challenges right now. With that, with tokenization, tokenized deposit as a solution, if we can really solve the cross-bank, cross-currency, make that interoperable, that'd be huge, huge valuable in terms of bringing down the cost of the payment, driving the efficiency, enhancing liquidity management. That's, you know, as we are seeing the more and more SMEs right now engaging in global trade, that participate in global trade. But still, again, the payment is still, global settlement is still a challenge for them. Very cost is still high, and you know, the process still very lengthy, right? So with the tokenized deposit, that's really, really giving huge value for the, you know, for the cross-border payment. If, as I said, if we can really solve, really come working together to realize interoperability by cross-bank, cross-currency, then we are really moving to kind of real-time settlement on a global scale. So that's a huge value.
Right.
That's for the tokenized deposit. Back into another, we call it real assets tokenization, right? Real world assets. That's very interesting. You recently, with the guidance and support from Hong Kong May and the SFC, we being and group work with the tech company in mainland. We kind of tokenize their green assets, their charging pipes, charging station. So we secured, through that, we secured 100 million cross-border the funding from the professional investors. That's very interesting. Right now, the tokenization is not only for the currency, or not only for the financial assets, but also for the real-world assets. So we convert that into the chain. So making that very transparent, very trustworthy for the investors, right? So greatly can increase efficiency of the global kind of investment and the trading. So that's enormous value. So by seeing that, we are seeing the Web3 systems, they are evolving. Previously, Web3 system primarily that talk about is around the crypto things. Right now, moving to the associated with kind of the real economy, right? So think about that. We tokenize the green asset, and we kind of can reaching out to global investor base, globally. And the sooner, this asset chain, this is a funding tokenized deposit chain through the cross-chain protocol. There's huge efficiency will be achieved through that. On the one hand, is assets, on the other hand, is global capital. Right, that's amazing. Those using really through tokenization can add another efficiency for the help the green industry transformation, help increase efficiency of the whole financial systems.
Right. Well, so I just do a little bit of advertising. I really like the kind of a mix of the project ensemble architecture community in the sense that we have the work later, including the HKMA working on the payment lakes, and we have the practitioner working on the asset lake, and also we have the SSC working on the approval and tokenized asset and become a kind of a tradable tokens. This is, I think, a powerful composition which hopefully would take us to the next step very quickly.
Thank you. Really appreciate for that. Actually, the two cases I just mentioned, really we got a lot of guidance and support from Hong Kong MA and the SFC. So without that, that cannot be possible. So we are seeing that moving forward, we are generating a real tangible value for the real economy. So that means a lot. I think, we are really looking forward to working even closer together to move forward the partnership.
Okay. Now, these days we cannot go to a seminar on technology without talking about AI. So let's briefly talk about AI then. In fact, in the financial industry, a lot of institutions have been using AI for many, many years in different forms of AIs. But the Gen AI that became more mainstream, more popular in the last couple of years has really reignited a lot of imagination and reignited a lot of interest for financial institutions and also tech companies to see how best to make use of AI in different ways. There are all sorts of directions. Some are still experimenting, but from your experience, what are the key areas you believe would really stand out as the possible main deployment of AI going forward?
Yeah, that's a great question. I'm not going to talk the tech itself. I'm really going to talk about how AI, what's the biggest transformative changes that AI can, generative AI can bring up. So if we talk about the digitization, I think digitization primarily enhance the connectivity and accessibility, while for the new AI paradigm, it's really, what the biggest change is really bringing up is the personalization or the lifelong personalized services. That can be divided into a few things. Number one, on the consumer side, really through the large language model, can really deeply understand the needs of and preference of the customers through multi-module data, pre-training or post-training, reinforcement, etc. And on the other side, by understanding the needs, it really can come up, generative AI can come up with very unique solutions, a very fine singularity, right? With that, can better fit into your unique needs. That's quite different. So it's really also a big change on the supply side and product offering side. Then certainly it's an engaging process. The engaging process can also be very, very personalized. That's very important. And that's not only for movement, but also for the lifelong. So, I mean, the model itself can be adapted to ever-changing your needs, your preference. Just keep learning, keep understanding you. So that's very critical. And, previous AI, they also can talk about the personalization. But, if you look into that, primarily it's on a segment level. It's not really looking at the individual level. But right now, with the generative AI, with large language model, it's really can be lifelong personalization. So that's the most critical, the value it can bring up. That's number one. Secondly, for all the institutions, but right now the companies are looking into using AI to boost efficiency, right? On every aspect. It's called Copilot. Copilot for sales, for business development. Copilot for your research analyst, or the fully automated process. Your Copilot for your, customer engagement, and many things, So that's definitely for sure. AI can improve efficiency. But I think from my perspective, the first one is the biggest one. It's particularly meaningful for the individuals, for consumers. If you're looking at financial service right now, you'll be with that, being able to serve the individuals much better than before.
I see. Well, thank you very much. Very good observations. Now, we are running up to the allocated time, but Eric, I will not let you go without seeking some advice from you. Now, perhaps I should ask your advice at two levels. One is, as a big tech firm with a lot of experience, what kind of experiences or best practices you will share with a lot of audience here who might be pursuing the tech journey as well? So anything to share with them? And second level is from Hong Kong. So from your perspective, we have been doing a lot. We think we are doing a lot, and we try to do more. But from your perspective, what more should we do? What are the areas that we should focus more going forward?
So thank you for questions. For number one, I think many of the companies are doing so well in Hong Kong market or across the region. So we are also learn from them in many aspects. I think if I may, I think there are two things I think important. Number one, try to understand the true real needs of the market, real needs of the customers. Have to be customer driven, customer needs market driven. That's very critical. The second things have to be very open-minded for the open for the partnership. Have to be creating open ecosystem to move forward together. That's very critical. So we are very lucky in this market. We partner with many local companies, in the different other banks, institutions, some other business or tech companies. So with that, we really can moving even faster and far, right? So that's very critical. And also appreciate the new. If we're looking at RWA, the new wave of technology innovation, I also appreciate the new partnership between public and private, right? That's very critical because the tokenization, RWA, this kind of things have huge impact. The impact can be profound, right? So have to be very cautiously in terms of come up with the tech, come up with the deployment with the applications. So the private sector, we coming together to collaborate to incubate innovations. That's very interesting. And Project Ensemble is a perfect example. So very progressive, very use case driven, and very inclusive. Not only just include a few big guys coming together, but also include a lot of the tech or startups, other large institutions or tech companies coming together, to incubate that innovation, because this innovation could have very big impact. So making everyone be inclusive, included into that. That's also very, very, very impressed. So if for the suggesting to the Hong Kong the premium digital asset hub, I think Hong Kong, is the leading financial center in terms of the leading stock exchange here, right, for the IPO, for the trading. I think right now is maybe also opportunity for Hong Kong to become a leading STO center for security tokenization and for the trading as well. And maybe with a special focus on a real world asset, particularly on a green asset, right? On the one hand, it can help the green transformation, right? To cope with climate change, but also that could be an enormous, huge market for the green assets tokenization. That's very, very, promising, I think, and Hong Kong already taking the lead to establish a whole set of the favorable policy to encourage innovation, already building up the ecosystems. Today, when I walk into the exhibition hall, I can see the energy here. See a lot of very vibrant, see there, very, a lot of the people from different backgrounds coming together. I think that's amazing. I think Hong Kong, with this new opportunity, can further strengthen its position as a leading financial center.
Well, thank you very much, Eric, and surely we would work closely together on many different projects, together with the government, with the industry, and other regulators. And today, really grateful for your presence here and for the advice you have given. Let's give a big hand to
Thank
Eric.
you. We're honored to be part of it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Eric and Howard.